Well, welcome everyone to the future of video. My name is Shannon and I'm head of ecosystem growth at Livepeer. Super excited to be hosting this event with our friends at Protocol Labs, responsible for some of the most important technologies in the Web3 space around decentralized storage with IPFS and Filecoin. And I'm super excited to be joined tonight by my colleagues from Livepeer, and we also have Juan Benet, the founder and CEO of Protocol Labs, who'll be joining us shortly to give a talk, as well as Sean, the founder of Gallery DAO, who will be here giving a presentation on the future of AI and XR. So, how many people here are interested in video? Everyone, hopefully. You're in the right place. Yay, this guy's interested in video. Amazing. How many people have heard of Livepeer before you received this invitation? Some people, okay, cool. Livepeer is new to some people. Well, for those of you who don't know Livepeer is not a video application. So you can't use Livepeer directly to watch video on the internet. What Livepeer does is provide the back-end technology to power video applications. So we leverage Web3 technology to enable developers to get all of the benefits of Web3 technology primitives. And so I'm really excited, to present in a short presentation now, just high-level overview of Livepeer, some of the applications that are using it. Yondan is going to give us an overview of the decentralized video compute pipeline that Livepeer enables. And then we have Juan Benet, who's just joined us, the founder and CEO of Protocol Labs, who's going to share his vision for the future of video. So, the premise that Livepeer and Protocol Labs and other projects working in the infrastructure space is that Web3 is about utility. It's not about speculation. And there's a lot more to Web3 than DeFi or even NFTs or CryptoKitties. And it's really about the underlying utilities that we all use to experience the internet and to build applications on top of it. And so why does Livepeer exist? What kind of utility are we trying to tackle? Well, video is eating the internet. About 80% of all bandwidth on the web is video, and that's expected to triple in the next 5 years. So there's just an insatiable growing demand for video on the web. And processing video to make it streamable on the internet is a hugely intensive process, both computationally, well, mainly computationally, and that's what we're going to get into. So, because of that cost and because of the growing demand for video, we really need a more scalable and cost-effective solution to come up with that, to meet that demand. And so why is video streaming so expensive? Well, videos are recorded in many different formats, and most of those formats aren't compatible with an end-user browser application. So if you record a video on your iPhone, it's going to get recorded in an MOV format. If you use an Android, it's going to get recorded on anything from an MKV to an MP4 to like any other number of video files. And depending on your bandwidth, that file is probably not going to be compatible with where you're trying to view that video. So processing those video files into multiple different formats and sizes is done through the process of transcoding. And so if you don't transcode, you've probably all seen this buffering sign when the video is really slow. So that's what transcoding tries to help alleviate. And at the end of the day, transcoding ensures that no matter the bandwidth, location, or device, that the end user gets the really best video experience in watching videos online. And so how does video work today? Well, broadcasters who want to deliver their video to their audience first have to transcode it, as I said, and then they also need to route that video through a content delivery network to reach users on any device. And so there are only a handful of cloud providers who have the infrastructure at scale to be able to provide the computing power to do that video transcoding. And the result of that is what's happened with Web3 applications today, which is this walled garden situation where cloud providers like Google, like Amazon, know that they can overcharge for the utility of doing video transcoding and other forms of compute. And that is part of the reason why creators get a really bad deal on Web3 today. Because video infrastructure and other compute is so expensive, YouTube had to sell to Google for that reason. Twitch actually still runs at a loss for Amazon because it can't cover its infrastructure costs. And, the result of that is you see, these companies continuing to increase their price and continuing to take a higher take rate. There's a really interesting example of Vimeo, which Patreon had been locked into as its video hosting provider. And because Vimeo realized that serving independent creators on Patreon was really expensive because of their high bandwidth costs, creators on Patreon earlier this year got slapped with a notice that if they did not decrease their bandwidth or stop creating more videos, their annual subscription was going to go up from $200 to anywhere up to $6,000. So that has a huge implications for independent creators. And then there's all kinds of other ancillary, negative impacts of centralized Web2 media companies owning creator data and user data. If you get deplatformed from whether it's YouTube or Twitter, those companies take your follower base with you. They take your content with you, and that's happened a lot. Even in the last year, Bankless, a Web3 really popular Web3 podcast, was taken off of YouTube without warning. They eventually got put back on, but all that content was lost. We have had other prominent Web3 thought leaders like Gabriel Haynes who've been deplatformed from Twitter. This is a quote from Vitalik. I think this is from a year ago when the Ethereum roadmap actually got taken off of YouTube. ETH Barcelona earlier this year got taken off of YouTube. So you can really see, the challenges around censorship and ownership of data that we're currently facing in Web2. So where does Livepeer come in? So we are a protocol that decentralizes the computation necessary to do video transcoding. We're a proof-of-stake network on Ethereum, and orchestrators who are node operators on the Livepeer network are incentivized through the Livepeer token to provide the compute necessary for video transcoding, so CPU, GPU, and bandwidth. And if you don't have enough Livepeer token to run a node, you can purchase Livepeer token and become a delegator, and you can delegate that token to a node operator on the network, and you can earn a share of the rewards that our node operators get for doing the work of transcoding on the network. And this is a slide that just shows some of the metrics around the Livepeer network, including our participation rate, which is the delegation rate, the inflation rate, so how many new Livepeer tokens come into supply, as well as the number of orchestrators and delegators. And this is the network growth that we've seen on Livepeer in the last year, which has been really great. We're up to about 2.7 million transcoding minutes per week. Livepeer really sees itself as part of the Web3 tech stack and really wants to enable a growing number of applications that are building on top of other protocols on a single chain and leveraging the modularity of on-chain smart contracts. And the vision that Livepeer is really excited to be part of is one where, there's one Web3 application that can really benefit from a full stack of multiple Web3 primitives and technologies. The result of that, though, is that we also need to do the best we can to abstract away a lot of that complexity for front-end developers who want to leverage all of the benefits of decentralized tech. So how can someone easily start building with Livepeer today? Enter Livepeer Studio. Livepeer Studio is the gateway to the Livepeer network. It is a suite of tooling that we provide to front-end application developers for them to really easily get started, to put live streaming, on-demand, or video NFT minting features into their applications. And a couple months ago, we actually released a new, and all of the tools are in the API on Livepeer Studio. And a couple of months ago, we also released a new JavaScript SDK, which is inspired by popular Web3 JS SDKs like WAGMI. And as a dev, you really don't need to know the hundreds of configurations, of popular open source players, other kind of technical or video engineering specific considerations that, again, as a front-end app developer focused on UI and UX, you don't really care about a lot of that stuff. So we've worked on abstracting that away. And developers who signed up with Livepeer in May took around almost 4 days to actually send their first stream or upload their first video on Livepeer. And developers who signed in with Livepeer this week on the SDK took just over a day. So that's a really incredible efficiency in terms of developer time. We also have a really cool dashboard, so if you're not a developer and you just want to start playing around with the features we offer, again, live streaming, on-demand, NFTs. If you already have started building products that are using Livepeer, you can see viewership metrics on those streams, which is really exciting. And this is a slide with some of the projects that are starting to build on Livepeer. Some of these have actually been streaming on Livepeer for a while, and they're from Web2, including the Lot Radio. And that's what's really interesting about Livepeer and our API and SDK toolkit is there's actually no required smart contract knowledge or blockchain functionality required to use those tools. They can be embedded into any blockchain or layer 1 ecosystem, and we're really excited to see applications emerging across different layer 1s, whether that's Solana, Ethereum, Tezos. I'm really excited about that cross-chain application development. We also have the founder and CEO of Beam, who's in the audience, which is an amazing project that is building with Livepeer. And just some further examples, StreamETH is a really cool project that we partnered with the Ethereum Foundation on this year to provide a decentralized video streaming and hosting product for all of the ETH community events. And we demoed that at DevConnect in Amsterdam earlier this year in February. It was also used to stream ETH Berlin in September, and it just streamed all of the content around DevCon in Bogota. LensTube is another really exciting application that's being built in the Lens ecosystem, which allows users to fully own and monetize their data using Lens Collect module. And it's a really interesting TikTok-like experience. We also are now in the official Decentraland repo, which is really exciting. So you can now use Livepeer to build really fun video scenes to stream in or out of Metaverse. The 402 is another really interesting application that, again, is really trying to unlock the economic benefits of Web3 for creators. And you can see that not too long ago, they actually did a live streaming with a musician who, through token gating and other video NFT features, was able to raise over $1,000 in about half an hour, which normally would take him over a month to generate that kind of revenue. So we're really excited about the future. What about video storage? This is an event in partnership with Protocol Labs. We're really excited to tackle a problem that IPFS has right now, which is that video files are not always streamable. So files that go into IPFS are not transcoded, and we talked about why transcoding is important. IPFS is not inherently a content delivery network, although they have a ton of exciting stuff coming online for content delivery that I'm sure Juan's going to mention. But the result, really, when you don't have good transcoding, is that you get a really bad playback experience. So right now, a lot of projects that do use IPFS have to also store on YouTube to just guarantee that good playback. But we are really excited to have a feature come online in the last few days that is going to solve this problem. And it's a new IPFS CID video streaming playback feature, which for, again, a front-end developer using the Livepeer Studio developer kit just makes it really easy, low to no code solution to upload an IPFS CID, cache it into the Livepeer player, and you're ready to go in a front-end application. And so why is Livepeer on Protocol Labs IPFS so powerful for Web3 applications? They guarantee playback quality, the chain agnostic building, and verifiable content, because at the end of the day, that's the real benefit of CIDs as being content identifiers, is giving users and creators the guarantee that what they create is what they own, and they can verify the provenance of that. And Jan is going to talk about some really exciting work around that we're doing. And so the future, I believe, is really a fairer, more creative digital economy where developers who are building with open, decentralized infrastructure, along with the core primitives that allow users to own that allows users to own and port their data, is really where we're going to see the next generation of media applications. And so we're really excited to see what video applications will emerge from the Protocol Labs ecosystem going forward. And coming up starting next week, we actually have a 4-week online hackathon with Encode that we're really excited, Protocol Labs and a number of other really cool Web3 projects like Lip Protocol, Polygon Unlock, NFT Port, ENS, a number of others have signed up for, and you can register. We have prizes if you're not a developer, if you're a designer or creator. We would love to see really cool wireframes or designs for video applications that could then have coding put behind them later. So really encourage you to check this out. That's me. I'm Shannon, Shanvasion on Twitter, and I'm going to hand it over to Yandin. Yeah, I can take a quick question, yeah.
I'm just curious, like, how will people, normal people, I suppose, help contribute to the storage or the vision of decentralization of Livepeer, or?
How can people contribute to the decentralized network?
Yeah, how will the transcoding and storage all occur? Livepeer will handle all of that, or?
Yeah, so we're really excited for Protocol Labs through IPFS and Filecoin to take care of storage. Yeah, that's the beauty of the, Protocol Labs logo actually is a great example of the kind of Tetris block that you have to do to put all of these different pieces together. Yeah.